What the fuck? It turned me full on into a cat. Great. I mean, I guess it isn't all bad, but holy shit, these other cats are lunatics.
Listeria, what happened to you? You sound dumb. I hate the fake voice. Stop it.
Ah, shit, you have a knife on you again, don't you? I don't know how to tell you this again. I don't have hands. I can't play that game with
Ha! Knife game. You lose again, dipshit. Now it's Listeria's turn to say the line.
Yeah. Say the line, yeah. Welcome to the High Int Low Whiz podcast.
No. I'm better. It's my turn. Welcome to the High Int Low Whiz podcast, where the smartest people you've ever met are the dumbest people you've ever known.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the High Int Low Whiz podcast, where we are all a little thick of brain and dumb of ass. I am Nick Davis, they, them pronouns, game master of this brand new, very slow-moving car crash. As we are on episode 1 of our new system, Quest World, we are going to take a little bit of extra time in intros and dive into some of the new features of the game and of our characters. Maybe flesh out a little bit of the character backgrounds as we go. Let's do this in the order that we normally do. Go ahead and tell us who your character is, what your playbook is, or what it's based off of, kind of how it's supposed to play. And we'll talk a little bit about your specific moves, anything that you really think shines or makes your character special. And if you're feeling it, tell us a little bit about your character's background, where they're from.
Hi, I'm Alice, she, her, and I play Lorelei Nix, the Bunny Folk Slayer. The Slayer is just the classic monster hunter. Your girl got sent to Treble Teen Camp, Wolf Camp in Fantasy Australia, the Oadlands, and got real good at just murking monsters. Her main mechanic is tools of the trade, so it's kind of just like that big Boy Scout energy, always be prepared no matter how improbable. You know, taximancer letters are totally legit. And I stand by that decision no matter what anyone says. So since we've leveled up, I took a new move called I Will Call You Sting. So I have now formally named my extremely cool harpoon gun as Tanaya Schwain, and I get to add a new upgrade. So she's made of meteoric iron and has the cold iron tag, so that definitely won't be problematic with any Fae members of the party. Nope, not at all. And the main reason I took it is so that Nick can't break my weapon beyond repair, nor can I permanently lose it. So take that, nerd. I'm good. I'm golden. Tanaya is safe.
That's a bold statement.
Fine, you can temporarily lose it several times an episode.
That's not very
fine.
cash money of you.
What's with this? It harms the Fae? Like, does it have a specific effect on, like, 1/4 Fae creatures?
I feel like it just makes Iimish sneeze if he's too close to it.
Okay. Very racist gun.
What about very Fae creatures?
Very Fae creatures probably aren't going to be, like, super, like, happy to be around Tanaya.
I'm not going to be your gun. Good.
I think for the most part, it's going to play as just don't touch the gun and you should be all right.
Cool.
I mean, you can touch the wooden bits.
No.
Lorelei is carrying around the elephant's foot for Faye.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what's a little radiation among friends anyways?
Pass.
It's a lot. It's a lot in most places.
It's a whole...
It's like a glowing personality. It's fine.
Oh, God.
It's fine. Yeah, that's totally on brand for Lorelei. I don't know. Is there anything else I should share, or
Anything else you want to?
I guess I should share my drives. So I've chosen 2 drives for your girl, and it's Slayer of the Weird, eliminate an unnatural menace, and Double Down, get the job done, whatever it takes.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm good.
All right, who is next?
So I am Mike Sayre, he, him, and I am playing Taku, the Gator-born shaman. As a Gator-born, I have many of the features of a gator, but I am bipedal and can talk usually, so those go a long way. As a shaman, I'm able to communicate with the spirits and cast a variety of nature-themed spells, although typically I use this power for the primary purpose of creating popcorn. My drives, I have a drive towards accord, where I seek to find virtue in others not of your own kind. This is a drive that is consistent with character traits you've probably seen Taku displaying throughout our adventures so far, if you've been with us up to this point. My other drive is dominance, where I coerce someone through threats and violence. This is very much the honey that goes with the stick of accord, and I often deploy these two together at the exact same time.
Yep.
I find value in others, including people I find being beaten and tied to chairs, or the lunatics I'm surrounded with as we go on an ever-increasing series of unlikely adventures, and I try to avoid the arson getting too bad. I am, surprisingly, the voice of reason and the moral compass of this group, which is appropriate because I'm a vagabond, and the only thing I know for sure about where I came from is that there were a whole lot of gators born there, and I'm not entirely sure I could ever find my way back.
I mean, would you want to, though?
I mean, considering the vagabond lifestyle of Taku up to this point, like, why would he want to go back? He's perfectly happy out on the road.
He's kind of the Shaggy of our mystery murder van.
I go where the wind and the pressures of criminal pursuit take me.
Like, I tend to think of Taku as if Jack Kerouac and Neil Cassidy actually became one person. And
One consumed the other?
Did Taku consume them both?
we don't discuss that. That's inappropriate.
That seems on brand considering his simian appetites.
Taku, did you eat two of my heroes?
Probably not.
I don't like the uncertainty that had. That was not comfortable for me.
Any particular moves or spells that you've taken that you think shine, or do you just want to let that show on screen?
Well, it turns out that as a shaman, this entire time I've been entitled to a move from either the druid or ranger class list. And I went ahead and I went with Bark Skin, just because that seemed easy to keep track of and pretty useful. I do seem to find myself very close to combat, despite the fact that, from my perspective, I've almost never actually participated in direct violence.
Great.
It just kind of happens around me sometimes.
You're very much a cheerleader of the violence.
Yeah. I am also, as a spirit speaker, always accompanied by my first and favorite spirit, a tiny spirit of fire I call Pipesy, who lives in my pipe. It's important to bring up Pipesy at this point in time.
You do have a move in that regard that I wanted to mention to you. You have a move called Second Sight. You are sensitive to the spirit world. When you are in the presence of an influential or important spirit, the GM will let you know. So I'll make sure I do that when you're in the presence of an important spirit.
You don't have to tell me at the beginning of every scene that Pipesy is nearby. I'll just assume that.
I was going to be really heavy-handed with it, but that's all right.
Personally important or important to, like, the grand scheme of things?
Plot important.
Either is applicable to Pipesy.
I think Pipesy might be our leader.
That's the big secret. Every time we're like, what do we do? I'm like, I've got a great idea. Say it again, Pipesy.
All right. Who is next?
That would be me.
Tell us about the new Rosmo.
The new Rosmo. Well, hello. Dean Howe. He, him. The new Rosmo is the same as the old Rosmo, in that he is a dwarf turncloak, and very violent. He is very much driven by vengeance. Kind of like Batman, but less about justice, and more about fighting extremely dirty. I took a new thing. Yeah, I like the new system because now I have a new thing that lets me throw funny stuff. I get a bonus for that. Like, if I can... What's it called again? It's called Headshot Expertise.
Oh, God.
Which I understand is very much inspired by a very certain video game. Where if I use volley with an ordinary object, I get like a little bonus to the roll. And if it's a funny object that makes the GM laugh, I get +2 instead of a +1 to that throw. So I guess I need to start carrying like banana peels in my inventory. Just like comically break the necks of my foes.
Just whatever is handy nearby.
Or just ask one of us for something.
I could throw Iimish, because I imagine throwing Iimish is probably at least 50% funny most of the time.
Could you throw Iimish? Could you?
How could I not?
You're so small.
Is Iimish even 2 feet tall?
He's not.
Daphne can carry Iimish. If Daphne can carry Iimish, Rosmo can throw him.
Like, I understand that Rosmo is a dwarf, and thus is not technically one of the taller peoples. But Iimish is not very large.
I've got to say, like, the specific wording on headshot expertise does say whenever you volley with an ordinary object. I don't think anything about Iimish is ordinary.
Oh, Iimish is not an ordinary object. Yeah, no, you're right. That tracks. Sorry,
Object,
Iimish.
perhaps, but
Ordinary? No.
Not ordinary,
Ordinary,
by
no.
any means, or any metric, really. Iimish definitely breaks all.
Just so that we're completely above board about it, the new turncloak for Quest World was a collaborative design between Alice, Dean, and myself. We built most of it from the ground up. Some of it is moves from the old turncloak, which we realized too late was a little underpowered. Otherwise, it's all stuff that we just kind of went, this is how this kind of character should play. And it shakes out as something akin to a combat bard.
The least likable bard.
You guys did a lot of good work. I like that it's reframing as like a weird buff debuff, like a rogue, but like they don't do any like sneak attack damage directly. They're just like knee knocking people over a table or whatever.
You've got a few things that do some pretty nasty direct damage.
True, but like I like setting people up for embarrassing faults.
It lets you play support.
Didn't he used to demoralize for a living?
Yeah, so now I get to do that for. Surprisingly enough, Rosmo is a team player. The teams he used to work on, though, were like the goons from like a Super Sentai.
The new background move, Dean, is really good. Like, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah. Talk shit, get ellipses. Whether by stealing somebody's teddy bear or honing in on their deepest shame, you have a real knack for getting under people's skin. So the first time I talk shit an opponent, the next action taken against them is rolled at advantage. So I'm just very good at being a bully and like just figuring out whatever bothers the opponent the most and just being like, stop hitting yourself, and it's just gonna throw them off balance. Nobody likes that.
Yeah, so the turncloak basically has like de-inspiration.
Another point about the specifics of the wording on that, it is the first time you shit talk an opponent, you don't roll anything for that. It's you in character shit talking an opponent. The next move, and it doesn't have to be hack and slash, it can be, trying to parlay with them. It can be if you decide to headshot expertise someone, you have advantage on that roll.
I feel like I created a 1980s bully as a character
Kinda.
class.
Yeah,
That's
kind
on
of.
brand for you. Sweep the leg.
It's very,
all of
yeah,
that.
I'm sweeping the leg for sure. Oh, that needs to be a move.
No,
I am sweeping the leg, Johnny.
Or maybe just put them in a body bag.
Rosmo definitely went to Cobra Kai.
Dean, did you say your drives?
Vengeance. Stabbing people violently. Revenge.
All right, moving on. Will that be Daphne next?
Yes. My name's Onna. Pronouns are they, them. I play Daphne Cinderhoof, the fawn arsonist. It was alluded to a little bit ago, but Daphne is actually from the Feywilds originally, though she's been here for quite a while, in the Skylands. But yeah, I think that's all I want to share about that for now.
So mysterious.
Any rad moves that you need to share off the news sheet?
I took a new one with the level up, and it's called Rocket Bird. It's based off a character that was actually my first ever tabletop character in a game run by Mike. So 3, 2, 1, blast off. You ignite the air beneath your feet to fuel your jump. If I do well enough, I can use my fire to fly in the air for a bit. That doesn't mean I get to where I'm going, but it does mean I'm in the air. So there.
That can't possibly be used for shenanigans or
No, it's
never.
property damage at
It's a-
all.
it's a
Never.
great way to make an intelligence-based character now a dexterity-based character. This definitely won't be a problem.
I just love the concept of the only one of us with horns has the ability to create flight all of a sudden, because that combination is just full of shenanigans.
Imagine the flying headbutt.
That's awesome.
I mean, that fits perfectly with my background, actually, because it's a bull in a china shop. The fire within you is hella rowdy, and you think that's a good thing. You charge right at the problem with no regard for your personal well-being. So I headbutt things.
On a 10 plus, deal damage to your target, and you learn nothing about the importance of self-preservation.
What's that?
Which I think is delightful.
I think we need to get a helmet for Daphne.
Honestly,
Probably.
not bad.
Because on other rolls, she takes damage herself.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to hit, or do we want to move forward?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to talk about Daphne's drives. I went with artistry, experience something of beauty or grace, dancing.
Amazing.
Natch. What could be more beautiful?
And then because someone has rubbed off on her a little bit and she got very bored in the cult, Daredevil, leap into danger without a plan.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Fantastic. That is.
I feel slightly called out.
You're welcome.
All right, Benny, your turn. What you got?
I'm Benny Arndt. Pronouns are he, him. I'll be playing Iimish Eamon Hornigold, a quarter leprechaun barbarian. I'm particularly excited about the transfer to the new system because I gained something called Herculean appetites, which I find particularly exciting. So if I'm not sated by like normal things when it comes to mortal pleasures or seeking fame and glory, it takes a little extra for Iimish to get there. And when I pursue those things, either mortal pleasures or fame or glory, I get to roll 3d6 instead of 2d6. And if any of those happen to match up and I get doubles on anything, then our wonderful DM and narrator gets to add a complication, which I love that type of ability where it's like, oh, it's super cool and there's this amazing thing that you can do, and it's the but that just gives me everything with that. It's super exciting.
We all knew Iimish was an ass man.
I was going to say a butt man because he used the word butt, but yeah, I was in the same place.
I mean, Iimish is an everything man.
Yeah.
Like,
No, you teed us up pretty easy for that one.
I didn't even have to try. Iimish has been kind of this loose cannon, and I don't think that part's going to change. But he has like heroic aspirations, and he very much wants to be the hero of what he thinks of as his story. And I think I'm going to be leaning into that a little bit more. He's an exile from the Fey courts. He got kicked out for trying to start a revolution using his wrestling platform to try and get people to rise up. And I think that he's going to be pursuing that a lot going forward and trying to become a better person, and just unable to do so is probably the ongoing tale of Iimish's adventures. And yeah, I think that's about it. Other than that, he loves his grandmother, and he's probably going to talk about her a lot. That's about it.
Nana's boy.
That's sweet.
You got to give him some redeeming qualities, otherwise people are just going to be like, Iimish is the asshole.
I think I could save you from that.
Now that we've got the business out of the way, let's talk a little bit of business. At the end of our last episode, you guys delivered a Freaky Friday to Jasper to Shay, and you managed to convince her that it was enough of a better solution that she fully paid you out and gave you a bonus. She told you guys to go check out the sunset. She said it was supposed to be a really pretty one tonight, the sun setting behind the mountains of Kalta.
Oh, shit. Sorry,
Yes?
I forgot that she told us to check out the sunset.
And suddenly I'm very suspicious. We're gonna cover that. Don't worry.
Of Shady Shay. Sorry, I apologize. Like something dawned on me, Benny.
No, you're good. As you were all watching, you watched the skyland of Kalta shift and descend, falling what appeared to be a considerable distance, a couple 100 feet probably. Then all of the other skylands above did the same, dropping about the same distance. And then finally, Glittershade shook, trembled, and dropped as well. Now, making sure that I am being perfectly clear as a GM, Shay was telling you all to go look at a pretty sunset due to an astrological rarity. Not because she was sniping skylands out of the air. She was in no way connected. I am telling you that as the GM of this story, and as your friend who does not want to answer a 45-minute interrogation.
Are you our friend? Are you our friend?
I promise you it was unrelated. She was like, hey, pretty sunset tonight. Go take a look.
See, you say this. You say as our friend. However, I'm pretty sure you're the cause of all our sorrows.
Ooh, yeah.
So how do we...
You know what? This does sound like something that a GM would do to their players.
Rules. I can't lie directly.
Ooh.
I am telling you,
Okay.
she was not related.
So Shay indirectly.
No, she was not related to this. She did not do anything with this. She is a very minor crime boss.
Are you telling me the petty crime lord of a shitty little city wasn't involved with a massive conspiracy that involved all of the Skylands suddenly dropping a little bit?
Yes, I am telling you that
is a little bit of a stretch.
All right, so, like I said, trying to skip the 45-minute interrogation, you guys are currently standing on the street in front of the warehouse that serves as Shady Shay's base of operations. You've all got your whatever drinks you liberated from behind the bar in hand. What are you guys doing?
Chewing gum because my ears just popped from the atmosphere change.
Reeling from the horror of the Skylands falling. They're not supposed to do that. They don't do that. They don't ever do that.
Mm-mm.
Like, Lorelei did okay in school before she got, sent away.
Elementary school?
She was in, solidly in middle school, okay? So she was probably in, Skyland Studies and probably had, a 0.9 GPA. It was fine.
0.9.
I think Lorelei looks at the others and is just like, this isn't supposed to happen, right? I think I would remember in history class if the Skylands had ever fell in the past 2,000 odd years.
But here's the thing. Since they all fell together, nothing's really changed.
I mean, we are physically lower in the
It's
sky.
changed, Iimish. We're lower. This isn't supposed to happen. If we can fall a couple inches or whatever, what if we fall more?
Iimish looks up at both of you and from his very, very short height and is just like, oh, first time?
Oy.
You've been on a fallen Skyland before?
Never been lower before, have you?
Oh, okay. I'm having some existential dread right now, so I am having a hard time with humor. I'm sorry, friend.
This does seem a bit unnatural, for sure.
Extremely unnatural. Yes, I don't like any of this.
I'm glad we all agree that was weird, but I also don't think we can do anything about it, because we're just 5 assholes looking at a sunset.
Daphne, do you have anything to do with that?
I don't think so.
But you don't know so.
Taku, you're spiritually inclined. Does that reveal any secrets of the universe to you about this particular situation?
I mean, not at a get-go, but I could consort the spirits. I'm gonna consort the spirits.
Yeah. You're gonna consult with Pipes.
Yeah, or discern realities, right?
Yeah, you can discern realities.
Yeah, I'm gonna discern realities. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a special move you had for a second.
Okay, so that is a 9 to discern realities, and because of Shaman's intuition, whether I hit or miss, I may also always ask, what here is out of balance?
Okay, so I'm guessing that you're gonna lead with that. What here is out of balance? Let me.
Now, and if you just say Daphne, I call bullshit because we already knew that.
I mean, that's a known quantity.
It's literally in my bonds. Daphne is out of balance and a danger to herself.
That one's a known quantity.
Ruin his move forever. The answer is always Daphne.
At this point, because she's always present, or he's got a spiritual filter on, and just can kind of
Just gonna
all right,
turn the volume down on that
Fix
one.
the calibration.
move that signal out of
Turning
the
this
way.
close up. All right, so on a 7 to 9, ask only one, and the one that you're gonna go with is what is out of balance here.
That one's for freezies.
That's a free.
Well, yeah, that one's for freezy, so I get a total of 2 because I always get what is out of balance.
Sure. So I will answer what is out of balance. You figure out what other one you want to ask. You reach out with your senses, and you are used to dealing from Gladehaven. You are used to dealing with old magic. That is where the entrance on the Skylands to the Fey Courts is. There is magic there that is unimaginably old. And the magic of the Skylands, by comparison, feels pretty young and new. This is the first time that you have ever really reached out to touch the magic that holds the Skylands up, and you can't feel all of it. But what you can feel feels like the edges of a very old tapestry or an old weaving, and it feels like it's just starting to fray, if that makes sense.
All right. So for my second question, I choose what is about to happen.
I can be an absolute bastard with this one and play with the loose phrasing on about to. But I'm gonna be a little bit more open-ended with it. Presently, nothing. Everything is fine at the moment.
I convey that to everybody else, and I'm like, hey, so there's something missing, something that used to be there is torn, maybe reality a little bit, but I don't think it's going to get worse in the immediate future.
Being clear, it is going to get worse over time.
I said immediate future.
Yeah. It's over a long span of time, and this is a spell that's about 2,000 years old as is. So,
Taku, did you really just say everything's fine, but reality is just torn a little bit?
Yes.
Fair enough. And Iimish will take a drink.
That's not fine.
Okay, well, that's a fine way to start the evening.
Lorelei is just gonna drink and drink and drink.
You want to drink about it? Let's just drink about it.
Let's drink about it.
I don't want to. Let's just drink about it. Let's drink about it, and then not think about things that are out of our control
I don't want to
that
think.
could affect our lives.
I will also point out that there were not too many other people out on the street as you guys were out there. It's getting to that point in the evening right before nightlife kicks off, but right after everyone's off work. So everyone's, kind of home doing their own thing and then getting ready to go out. There's not too many people who saw what you just saw.
I mean, didn't everyone just feel like dropping a few hundred feet?
Presumably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be like an earthquake.
An earthquake for a place that's not on the earth.
Skyquake?
Skyquake?
Skyquake.
But no one has any reference to what it is that just happened. So, you guys have a little bit of information. What do you want to do?
All right. Well, I can't do anything about existential crises, but I can drink. And also, maybe we think about doing another job where we get paid more money. That's it. I just want more money.
I think it's this is the point where you see that Iimish had departed and is returning, and he's just carrying a tray of shots on top of his head.
Man,
and walking back towards the table.
beautiful.
Because everybody's talking about how they're going to drink the problems away, and it's just like, well, I know how to handle this situation.
You are a beautiful person.
I have this mental image of his mohawk just like curling around the tray. Lorelei takes her shot and takes a couple of Iimish hairs out of it and throws it back.
At least they're like bright red, so they're obvious.
Yeah, they're easy to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
The hair of the Iimish that bit you.
All right. So, are you all going back inside the bar? Is that the plan? You're just gonna go in, get trashed, and forget what you just saw?
Yeah, we'll take a walk me down to
Okay.
the bar. That sounds good.
That's a good plan. Okay. Take a drink to the bar to get a
It's
drink.
actually a walk me up if you're going to the bar.
I think. There we go. All right. So, as you guys are walking back into the bar, you see it's before any of the nightlife has really popped off. You see at the back of the bar, kind of near the stairs that lead up to Shay's office, there is a job board, and there is a big hulking Goliath dude who is pinning jobs up to the board right now. The other thing that you see, there is a small, it's kind of a projection crystal on the far side of the bar. It's basically what we would picture as like a 1950s TV, just playing programming And the first thing that you guys see on it as you come in, because it was not on previously, is an advertisement. And you see a gentleman on the screen with the most Stepford wife expression on his face you have ever seen on a human face. Just absolutely placid and kind of halfway smiling and also looking into the middle distance. And he looks out and he says, "Oh, hey everyone. Papa Flopsy here. You know, as an adult with a whole litter of bunnies at home, I really struggle some days to make sure that I've got time to get my full serving of veggies in. That's why I choose Flopsy Co. brand Spinch. It's like the spinach that you know and love, but it comes in a handy can." And you hear the sound of a pop-top can opening, and he holds it up to what you could presume is the camera, and it looks like Soylent Green. And he goes, "Oh yeah, that's the good stuff right there." And he takes a swig out of this can of Soylent Green and absolutely does not sell that it is not disgusting. Like the look on his face, he turns about the color of the Spinch. And then he smiles back to the camera and he goes, "Flopsy Co. brand Spinch. If it's good enough for my family, it's good enough for yours." And he smiles at the camera with this big toothy grin, and he is absolutely obliterated by a small army of bunny folk children. That's all.
God, I love Spinch. I put that on my hot plate every other night.
Of course you do, Rosmo.
It's got all the vitamins you need.
You managed to make spinach worse.
It's got all the vitamins that I require. Spinch.
I think Lorelei takes the shot out of Rosmo's hand to take it.
Hey, I need that. It goes well with the Spinch.
Rosmo's strong to the finch because he eats his spinch.
If I never eat Spinch again, it'll be a day too soon.
You guys have the run of the bar at the moment, though. So what do you guys want to do while you're in the bar?
There was a job list, right?
Sure was, yeah.
I'm gonna look at that and then maybe admire the Goliath's muscles a little bit and inquire about his workout routine, but then also definitely look at the job list.
Yeah, the Goliath looks down at you because he's about 8.5 feet tall, and he's just like, "No, man, I'm just built like this."
Damn, you don't do like...
No, I drink a lot of juice. That's it. That's it.
You do like CrossFit or
No,
something?
man, I'm just naturally yoked. That's all it is. Yeah.
Fuck. Genetics, man. You're so lucky.
Yeah, you should try being a Goliath. It's pretty rad.
I'll try that in my next life. I'll jot that down on the reincarnation wish list.
It rules. You should do it.
Put it on my vision board.
Hard recommend. Manifest it. Manifest reincarnation.
Any cool jobs?
Yeah. Looking at the jobs on the board, there is one that it says delivery quotes to Sigrun's Cradle. There's one that says escort to Gladehaven. There's one that says enforcement on Stonespire. And there's one that says pickup on Kalta.
Did you say delivery to Gladehaven?
I said delivery in quotes to Sigrun's Cradle. I said escort to Gladehaven.
Escort to Gladehaven. Gladehaven is really familiar to me. Oh, it's because it's where I'm from. It's where Gatorborn are from.
Do you get a lot of escort requests, Taku?
I think I am the escort request, but we should take that one.
If there are any that you guys want further details on, please ask me. I will happily provide details, but...
research has never been our strong point. Look at how hard that derailed a simple moonlight ritual. We should just take the job.
I disagree. We did a great job of research. We went to the library. Like, we learned all sorts of important things.
Hardware
about
store.
The world. Yeah, like, it turned the show full-blown educational. Like, research is actually 10,000% our jam.
Research always gets us put on watch lists.
I think we could do an escort job, because, we did a pretty good job getting Jasper to the location we wanted him to be, and also that magic cat.
We really, escort quests are kind of our specialty. The escort quests, my good friend from the casino, our other good friend from the casino, the magic cats, the other magic cat, we've got... The locations are limited, but the success rate we have in escorting people from one place to another is not.
Now that said, that is a little bit like a delivery.
Well, we have enough bacon grease. We've got the bacon grease from Iimish, so we can really just smooth it over. Yeah, I think Lorelei is fucking hammered at this point. She is gone. Oh yeah, like she acts like she's got a real good constitution, but no, your girl's a lightweight. She's like slumping against Rosmo and then flinging her drink and it's sloshing around and then draping an arm around Daphne and putting way too much of her weight on her. Like
rapid fire bunny metabolism.
And the worst part, it's like a 3.5% like alcohol content. Like it's not even a lot. That's the worst part.
Yeah, I said what I said.
This is the perfect point for it to cut back to Iimish and Daphne. Daphne, here's what I think. All right, so we're going to drink all these shots, right? And then all of us are going to throw darts at the job board. The two that match up, what do you think? That's the job we do.
That sounds very fun.
Beer darts! Woo!
I think Daphne's gonna reach over to the shots and kind of set each of one barely ablaze. Just to...
Flaming shots, hell yeah.
Yeah, smoke it.
Smoky tequila for the lady.
I think taking a level of meta to this, I think for the sake of this, I would say that each of the five of you is able to throw your dart and hit the job that you want.
I would like to cheat and have Pipesy talk to the spirits of wind in the area to push everybody else's darts onto escort quests to Gladehaven.
Is that a thing? Can Pipesy
I don't see
do
why
that?
not.
Why not?
Pipesy is powerful.
Well, one complication. If Pipesy gets big in the pipe, Daphne's gonna get really close.
It's real uncomfortable.
Look,
Oh, yeah.
anytime Daphne starts having problems with things, I'm just gonna let Pipesy go play with her for a while. And
Incredible.
it gives her plausible deniability. She might not have set all the fires, and frankly, Pipesy can use the exercise.
Gotta exercise your fire spirits, otherwise
It's like lending your dog to somebody else. It's
The idea that you're using Daphne as Pipesy's environmental enrichment.
It works both ways.
delightful to me.
It's not.
I would argue that it might actually be the other way around.
I just never want either of them to feel jealous of the other.
It just feels like
both.
the family
It's both.
dog being playing with the child,
Do you guys want above table details on any of the jobs, or do you just want to take them based on the headlines?
I came here to lead, not to read.
No.
So there are how many jobs?
There are 4 jobs.
4 jobs.
Can I
I'm
just
gonna
roll a D4? That'll...
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna use a forbidden dice.
Yeah, I'm down for Taku to cheat and affect this however he wants to, but I love the idea of all of us rolling a d4 and seeing which ones align.
D4 majority wins.
I'll tell you what, Mike, if you want to roll me 2d6 plus whiz, and we'll have that be your commune with spirits for this.
That's probably a lot better than the easy rules as written. I use glamour to make it look like all the darts hit the thing I wanted. So 2d6 plus whiz is 10, and I rolled a 4 on the d4.
Okay, what's going to happen with that is you will be able to bump everybody's d4 roll by 2. If you hit 4, you roll back over to 1. This'll be fun.
By up to 2 or just 2? I don't...
You bump it up by 2.
Oh, neat.
Okay.
Ah.
Pipesy, get ready to use glamour. We're gonna...
Lorelei, what did you roll?
I rolled a 2.
With a plus 2, that makes it a 4. That is 1 for Gladehaven. Iimish, what did you roll?
1.
You got a 3, so that would be Stonespire. You got
Ooh, I like that one,
All
actually.
right. Daphne.
I got a 1.
So that is 2 for Stonespire, that is 2 for Gladehaven. Rosmo, you are the tiebreaker.
Come on, Roz.
I rolled a 3.
You rolled a 3, so that is plus 2 makes it a 1.
Oh, so that rolls over to
Yep,
1?
So 4, 1.
Damn it, Rosmo. I was about to like
I
you for the
can't-
first time.
I don't control the dice. That's the point of dice.
So that is 2, 2, and 1 for our rolls for this. How do we want to break the tie?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we had established during the evasion of the firefighters incident that in the event of a tie, Pipesy tie breaks. It's why we went into that burning building that one time.
No, Iimish went because he wanted to. He went in before anybody else
Daphne
did.
went because Iimish went.
Well, yeah, but the rest of us weren't necessarily going in after you.
We're all still standing outside thinking about shit, and Iimish is like, I'm going in there, and that's what's happening right now. And then Daphne followed. So what I understand is Taku is our leader unless there's a coalition between Iimish and Daphne, in which case we supersede Taku's authority.
I kind of want to give Taku this one, though.
I kind of do too.
I kind of want Rosmo to not talk.
Oh, shit!
Oh, a division in the party.
Ooh, we're splitting the party already.
I think this is part of the show where we have to vote somebody off the island.
All right, Rosmo, here's the deal, Rosmo. Here's the deal. I forgive you 50% of the coffee you owe me if we go to Gladehaven.
I think Taku's got the right idea here. This has nothing to do with coffee.
I think Rosmo just walks up to the board, pulls his dart out, and just stabs it into the Gladehaven one. Is that how that goes?
We're going to Gladehaven!
Daphne, go hit on Lorelei. She's drunk. And she'll change her vote for Stonespire.
I don't think that's how that works.
Why did we even vote?
It could work.
All right, counterpoint. I am from Stonespire, so do you want to go there?
No. No, I don't.
Yeah, I know where I stand in this party, and I'm not afraid to use that fact.
Gladehaven. Gladehaven, please.
I'm gonna regret this in the morning.
Right. 7 shades of shade.
All right, so whoever wants to go claim the slip with that job offer on it,
Pluck it right off of there. Snap it a few times, nice and crisp.
you peel that job offer off the job board. Walk over to the Goliath that had pinned it up, who is now standing behind the bar. He goes, "Oh yeah, that's should be a fairly easy job for competent folks like you. Yeah, you should be able to handle that."
You said that in a certain way. Like, you stressed competent in a way where it sounded like you didn't think we were competent.
Oh no, I'm certain you're competent. It's skill sets being what they are, this might be a job for you guys.
What's the job? What is it?
You have to escort someone to a particular place in Gladehaven. It's a place called Creekside.
Who we escorting? Are they as pretty as you?
Fuck.
Are they as pretty as you or as drunk as me?
Lorelei's like leaning on an arm. She kind of like slips a little bit and like catches herself.
Daphne looks at Iimish. This is why it wouldn't work.
Fair enough.
He laughs at the obvious joke, and he just kind of goes, "I don't know the contact. Apparently she's supposed to be here tomorrow morning. So, try and be back at dawn tomorrow, and theoretically, your contact will find you."
Well, we can't be late if we just stay here and we just drink all night. Then we'll be here. This flaw.
That seems responsible for taking a job.
This is
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to stress that you are escorting her as a matter of keeping her safe. You get that.
I'm an even better shot when I'm drunk.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna insist that you keep that gun on your back and not in your hands.
Lorelei's just like rocking side to side. She's so happy. She's probably gonna fall asleep in about 3 minutes and 43 seconds.
All right. So there is no further task to do for the evening. The actual escort job begins in the morning. Do you guys want to fast forward? Do we want to have another night of party?
I think the night of party happens, but we fast forward because we don't need to focus in on that.
Lorelei talks a big game about how we're gonna party and she falls asleep.
We do tuck Lorelei in like a
That's
child.
cute.
We find a quilt from somewhere and we just kind of make her cozy in the corner.
Iimish makes up for the party that Lorelei cannot maintain, so he just kind of doubles down.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that'll work. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and say that you guys go ahead and fall asleep at the bar. You go a little too hard, but it's fine. And everybody wakes up in the morning with...
I'd like to con check to see if I could just maintain.
We're all
plus con.
waking up and you're making a breakfast beverage.
All right.
Beverage.
It's an 11.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, you're
Jesus.
Nine
good.
straight modified
You're
11.
sipping on mimosas, my man.
That's Iimish. That's what he does.
So the next morning comes. You guys are the only ones in the bar. As you are standing there, a very slight humanoid walks in. She's maybe all of 4'10". Appears to be human, like very slight build. She has bright red hair, bright green eyebrows, and bright green eyes. And walks up to where the five of you are gathered and just kind of looks at you and goes, "Well, I would wager that five of you are probably supposed to be my escort. Is that far off?"
Iimish stops dancing and starts shaking everybody awake.
All right. Well, my name is Marianne. I'm heading to the town of Creekside in Gladehaven. I'm trying to get, well, we can cover the rest of that later, but I'm trying to get back home, and I would surely appreciate it if the five of you would keep me safe along the way. Sizable bounty for you if you can do it. 250 gold for getting me there in one piece. We'll make it 300 if you get me there completely unarmed. Sound good?
You expecting trouble, Matt?
Absolutely, yes, always.
Good times. All right. Well, we got this.
That's a healthy attitude to have with this group.
Yeah, this sounds fun.
Should I be expecting more than my share of trouble with the five of you, or?
Not at all. When we finish things, they're pretty spectacularly finished.
The only trouble we'll find the people who want to harm you, man.
All right.
I would not go anywhere near Iimish when he's naked, though. That's just asking for trouble.
Unless you like bacon.
No, I think the trouble is worse if you do like bacon.
I'll be completely honest, I don't know what to make of any of this, but it sounds charming and fun.
That's the correct attitude to have.
Yeah. Lorelei's so hungover.
You know, if you're struggling with a hangover, I've absolutely got just the thing to cure it for you. And she reaches into her pack and she pulls out a can of Spinch and hands it to you.
God, I love Spinch. Thank you, ma'am. Does anyone want this on a hot plate? I'll make some for you right now.
Lorelei stares at it, just loathing in her eyes.
She pats you on the hand, Lorelei, and the green in her eyes glows very intensely for just a second. And as it does, everyone else can see that reflected in Lorelei's eyes as well. And your hangover is just gone. Feeling like $1 million now, aren't you?
That was cool. I want to hand Iimish my pipe and be like, now see if you can squeeze some of that Spinch from a can into your mouth.
You know, always tempted by a competition. Iimish is going to do it.
I don't even know what to have you roll for that.
I don't
God.
know either.
Roll for Spinch.
Roll for Spinch.
Oh, actually, I do have a Spinch ability. Who knew?
Upon Marianne patting you on the hand and curing your hangover, she says, "Right as rain now, aren't you?"
Regardless of what I roll, I'm using Herculean appetites to do it, so I rolled my 3d6, and I got a 10 flat, but it was double 5, so I get the Spinch, but you get to add a complication.
Lorelei just hands the can over to Iimish.
And I think Iimish just, squished the can and shot it into his mouth, and, caught it almost like a dog, going after a hose. But it worked.
I will open the next episode with a complication to that, but I think that is a perfect place to end tonight's episode.
Spinch.
Cures what ails you.
Hey everyone, did you know that we've got a website? Come check us out at highendlowwiz.com. We've got player bios, character art, world info, and links to episodes of the show. You can also find us on Tumblr and Instagram at highendlowwizpod. For the geriatric millennials in the audience, you know who you are. You can find us on Facebook at highendlowwizpod as well. Come hang out with us in any one of those places, or all of them if you want to. Please give us a review on your listening platform of choice. Give us as many stars as you think we deserve, or if you're feeling generous, give us a whole lot more.
Yeah, Vengeance, and then the second one is Vengeance. Revengeance and Vengeance. One of those is a Kojima game. Kojima
game.
Cool.
There's Metal Gear
Vengeance
involved.
and Vengeance again.
Vengeance and
Vengeance
Revengeance.
and Revengeance are both drives.
The
They're separate,
revengeing.
though. They're different.
Vengeance
okay.
and
Yeah.
revenge.
Revengenator.
Perfect.
A vengeance to surpass
A
Revengeance.
vengeance past revengeance totally does sound like
It
a
does.
Squeenix game,
Yeah.
though. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I can't wait to play it.
I thought it
this
sounded
fall.
like a Jean-Claude Van Damme film from the 80s.